So this moped right here is a prime example of why you should never let your bike sit for months at a time or years at a time. This moped sat for 4 years, and I'll get into that. But first, let's go back, give you all a little recap of how we got this thing. All right, so basically, right now I'm driving to go pick up a buddy's moped. An old coworker of mine got a free moped from a job, and he doesn't know how to fix bikes, but I do. And so I'm just gonna pick it up. It should just be an easy fix. It just needs a few things like replaced, and he has all the parts for it, so it should be really simple. But I'm just gonna pick it up. I've got the trailer behind me, and bring it back to the shop, work on it this weekend, hopefully get it done. As long as there's no major issues, I should be able to get it done by Monday. I would hope. And then we'll see. But I will record some more when we have picked the bike up and got it loaded onto the trailer. Here it is. Back at the shop. Moped. All right, so we're taking a bit of a detour on working on the moped here. I need to clean my shop. I'll show you guys before and after. So that's before. I'm gonna lock in and just like make it not such a mess so that I can actually like walk around it and stuff. And I know where my stuff is. And then we're gonna start working, because I need more room so I can put my bike inside as well, because I have 4 bikes here now, and somehow only I have room for 3, and that doesn't make sense because this is a giant 2-car garage. So we're gonna work on that, and then I'll pick up from there. All right, so we're here today with the what is this, the moped? This is my buddy's moped, and when I got it, I didn't know what was wrong with it, really. All I know is that it didn't run, and I'm just helping him out. But we got a battery hooked up, and we're charging it right now, and stuff is starting to work. Hear the horn? Doesn't sound great, but we got lights too. Brakes work. Let's see. Brakes work, so that's huge. That means like we're getting power places, which is giant, because that means that most of the wiring should be good. Only issue is the starter seems to not be working, which could be a whole lot of things. I'm pretty sure this thing was sitting for a long time, but we're gonna see. It's got a kickstart, so I think that's how we're gonna see if we can start it first. But I gotta get this new carb hooked up here. This car's been sitting for a while, so he just went and bought a new one. And so we're just gonna get the new one hooked up, and that's gonna be the bulk of the work. And then get the gas tank re-hooked up and all that good stuff. And then we'll see from there what else needs work. So now that we're kind of recapped on what has all happened, I put in the new carburetor here the other day, and for whatever reason we're not getting fuel from the gas tank. There is fuel in the gas tank, but we're not getting it. The battery kind of works, but this is why you can't let it sit. Fuel's not coming from the gas tank because something is clogged in there, and realistically it's not worth my time to go in there and figure it all out. The reason that we're not getting power to the starter is because the starter motor or cords probably got wet throughout the time that it was sitting outside. Just like why the horn sounds like this. Hold on, let's turn this on. That is the sound of a waterlogged horn. All the issues with this bike would run perfectly fine. if it wasn't for the fact that it had been sitting outside for 4 years prior to my buddy picking it up. So the main things that happen when you let a bike like this sit for a long time, number one, the battery goes bad. This is a new battery. Number two, carbs get all gummed up from all the fuel sitting there. Number three, gas tank gets rusty and gummed up. Number four, all the wiring gets messed up because water gets on it, and then you try to start the bike, and it's not a good scenario. Like, letting a bike sit never goes well, which is why for my bikes, I start them up at least once a week if I haven't worked on them or ridden them around. And that's what you got to do. If you let a bike sit over the winter or summer without properly winterizing it, especially in the winter, it's just going to create problems for you. Properly winterizing it, you drain all the fluids, disconnect the battery, all that type of stuff. That's a long process. What I would recommend instead is, for the winter, if you let bikes sit, and you're not riding them, obviously, just go and start them up once a week. At least once a week. You can even do twice a week. And if there's a warmer day, like 50 degrees, throw on a nice warm jacket and ride it around the neighborhood. You know, just a quick lap to get fuel running through it, getting up to operating temperature, and you won't have issues. I've never had issues. I've had bikes over the winter many times, and they keep running. As long as you just keep running fuel through them, keep the engine components and the rubber gaskets all lubed up and everything, they're fine, you know? Also, don't keep them outside in the wintertime. You want them to be covered so snow doesn't get on them. You want them to be in a relatively warm area, not somewhere that has freezing temperatures, because freezing temperatures freeze fluids, obviously. And rubber gaskets also freeze, and so stuff just starts to go bad after a while. So with that said, I'm unfortunately gonna have to be dropping this back off at my buddy's house. He's just going to take it to the junkyard and scrap it for metal, just get some money. He didn't pay anything for this. He just got it from an old lady who didn't want it anymore, and I was just tasked to make it run, but unfortunately I'm not able to. So it's going to the scrapyard. Just a little Chinese moped, doesn't really matter. They made a million of them. So yeah, that's where this is gonna end. It's always sad to see a bike go to the scrapyard, but it's a little Chinese moped, so I don't think anyone's gonna miss it too much. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. It always helps. My goal is to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so we'll see. Thank you guys.